Hello, my name is Evan Lamb. My partner Douglas Harvey and I. His case study was Hill versus the National Collegiate Athletic Association. The case, the plaintiff is Jennifer Hill. The defendant is the NCAA. Volume number 26, page number 834. The reporter is Federal Reporter, 3rd Series, and the court is the California Supreme Court. Hill and other student athletes at Stanford University sued the NCAA for their drug testing program, alleging it was a violation of their right to privacy. The trial court was found of Hill stating that the drug testing program violates the students' privacy by requiring them to disclose medications they were using, urinating in the presence of a monitor, and providing a urine sample that revealed substances in their bodies. The cause of action for this case was invasion of privacy. The court's disposition of the case. The court's disposition of the case was the court ruled the student athletes had legal protected privacy interests in monitored urination and gathering private information, but their expectation of privacy was diminished, and the NCAA's drug testing program did not violate the student athletes' privacy rights. The NCAA required a form to date a signature space for the athlete. If the student athlete is a minor, then a parent must sign it. If they don't, then the 3-part form, which include the drug test consent, the student athlete is ineligible to participate in NCAA competition. The 3 elements of the cause of action for invasion of state constitutional right of privacy were the student notice of the testing procedure / the written consent for the drug testing. 2, the athlete's random selection engaged in competition. 3, a sample of the athlete's urine in order to avoid substitution / contamination. In order for a defendant to prevail this case, they could negate all 3 of these elements, or they can plead and prove as an affirmative defense that in this case the invasion of privacy is justified because it substantially furthers one or more interests. More on the privacy and consent. Describe the 2 legally recognized protected privacy interests. The first one was by monitoring the test, the NCAA were considered intruding on human body function that is socially custom to be done in private. For example, when you take a drug test at a regular job, you take that in the privacy of a bathroom. You don't have another human being sitting there and watch you do your thing. The second privacy interest was that by examining the urine, the NCAA could determine what medications were inside the athlete's body. That information is socially custom to be private between a doctor and a patient, and the NCAA had the ability to know what only a doctor should know. Did the fact that the student athletes signed a consent form influence the outcome of the case? Yes, it did, because the athletes signed the form willingly and therefore they waived their privacy rights. The elements of the cause of action that had the most bearings were cause of action 1 and cause of action 2. What alternatives to direct monitoring did the plaintiff propose? The alternative to direct monitoring was the drug testing only happened when there was reasonable belief that an athlete was violating the league's policies, instead of just being completely at random and drug testing anyone. Did the fact that the urine in the NCAA had an official monitoring urination violate the athlete's reasonable expectation of privacy? The NCAA program, actually drug testing program, did not violate any state right concerning privacy, so the NCAA was entitled to their own judgments in their favor. We agree with the court that a student athlete's reasonable expectation of privacy is diminished because of the nature of competitive athletes, because these students are still college kids, and all of their medical information and stuff that should be private is just public out there for everyone to know. And the worst part about it is that they're not even getting paid for all their medical and private information to be posted everywhere for everyone to see.